What is up, guys? What is up? Welcome back to another Silver Surfers channel. I got something pretty cool and fun today that we're going to go ahead and share. I know you all have probably been seeing lots of my videos that I've been posting with certain types of antiques and posters and some antique mechanical banks and toys, etc. I do hope you enjoy those. I've, find a niche in any of this type of antiques, and especially any type of Americana antiques, which I consider coins and currency to be such a thing. But I started my original YouTube page out to be kind of focused on bullion and things along those lines. But anyways, I do hope that you guys are enjoying some of the change up of stuff. I'm still a coin collector. I am still a currency collector. I've just been taking it light and gotten into other things that I feel a little bit more comfortable with displaying and stuff like that around my household. So anyways, without further ado, let's share something really fun, something I've wanted for a long time here. Trying to get a little zoomed in. Let's see if we can get this to focus. Take my glove off real quick, guys. Hold on. There we go. That's much better. So what you see in front of you here, this is a Hobo Nickel. Actually, to set this down, just to get my glovesy back on. So Hobo Nickels, lots of amazing history with these little guys here. Going all the way back, well, really, alteration of coins or carving of coins happened, it's believed, way back in England, a long time ago. But in the United States, the most popular time frame was probably around the potty dollars, the trade dollars that they carved into, looking like the Liberty was going to the bathroom. They did it also on seated Liberty dollars as well. And so that kind of transpired the first, if you would, carvings of coinage in the United States, the most popular things, until the Great Depression hit, guys. Until the Great Depression hit, this kind of era. And obviously this is a little bit before that, this date of 1916, but that's when the humongous population of hobos, which were different from homeless nowadays. These folks actually were looking for work. There just was no work. So they would travel, hop a train ride, and cruise all over the place, and things along those lines. But yeah, so they, a little bit different than homeless. But anyways, so people, what they would do in their spare time, and also for an exchange of excess money, they started carving these things. There was a couple of very famous carvers, Bertrand Weigard, and which he went by the nickname of Bert. So he was kind of one of the originators of these things. He would oftentimes leave the word Liberty carved out, so just the B-E-R-T was showing. And so that was his kind of trademark there. And then Bo Hughes was one of his African-American gentlemen who was a runaway at a young age, etc. And he ended up learning from Bert on how to carve these things. And so again, these guys would carve them, and then it kind of took off during the Depression era, and multiple different carvers, a lot of which have been attributed to nicknamed artists, if you would. You can find all that information. Highly recommend, by the way, going onto the Hobo Nickel Society page and taking a look at that, because it's very fascinating. They have some amazing stuff on there. But I learned a whole great deal of information from there, and they have a whole archive of all the different famous known carvers, etc. So let's talk about this one. This one I picked up. This is a classic, by the way. There are newer modernist types of carvers, but there's just no way to recreate the patina, as you can see in this one, all over the place. It's very difficult to do such a thing. Plus, there's also certain pattern types of cuts and everything else that are dead giveaways that it's a modern carver versus an actual classic one that was carved back in the day. I'm not an expert in this by any means, and so I actually reached out to the experts and befriended a guy named Chris Dempsey, who had the most amazing Hobo Nickel collection pretty much out of anybody, and has been doing this for years and years and years. I've looked at thousands of these. It was a president of the society for one time. Assembled the most complete collection of Hobo Nickels of anybody. And it actually sold at Heritage a few years back in multiple series, and I think it sold for over a good $1 million or so for all the different coins. So he's very, very knowledgeable in this stuff. And he had a few spares that he sent me, one's available, and I picked it up from him. So I just love this one, the stippling pattern on the cheek here and the eyebrows. I love the old hat that he's got, the classic era hat. I love the 1916 date there that was carved. Unknown if this was carved in 1916 or unknown if it was actually a 1916 coin. I think it's probably the latter and that it was a 1916 coin as opposed to being carved in 1916. But it's definitely a classic. The back, nothing too spectacular there. Just, the regular back. So nickels, especially the buffalo nickel, was used to carve hobo nickels, specifically because of the huge relief that it had on there. It's much easier to carve using these rudimentary tools back in the day than any other coin because of this massive relief that the Indian has on here. And so it's pretty fascinating. I'm trying to get some extra detail here, and you can see they would scrape away like all of the fields. You see all the scrape marks and stuff along those lines to smooth it out, if you would, and then they'd make these really deep cuts and stuff along those lines and somehow maneuver and remove the feathers and all that other stuff. It's just very fascinating, but such a cool piece of history. They're not cheap. I did not pay that exact price, but they're definitely not cheap coins, that's for sure. So anyways, that's a little quick rundown of hobo nickels, classic hobo nickels. I hope you guys learned a little bit of something. I hope you guys are happy to see this, something back on the coins. And until next time, Silver Surfer is out.